Everyone has been losing their minds over the HELLSCAPE Nerf in Pixel Blade. I've seen people say that it's useless now, that it's dead, and that the devs actually destroyed Pixel Blade. But I'm gonna say something not many people will like. This wasn't a nerf update, it was a balance update. And before people get mad, let's clear something up. There is a massive difference between nerfing and balancing. A nerf makes a weapon bad or straight out just unusable. Balancing brings something back into line with the original game, make it feel balanced. The HELLSCAPE wasn't just strong, it was overpowered. And you can say anything about its rarity and the drop chance for it, but tell me honestly, name one game that has kept an overpowered item in the game. So what actually happened to the HELLSCAPE? They increased its energy cost and decreased its ability range effect. That's it. It didn't lose damage, it didn't stop clearing content, and definitely it didn't suddenly become a bad weapon. What changed is that it stopped being better than most other abilities. Here's the uncomfortable truth for you. When one ability becomes the solution for every problem in the game, that is not the design. That is just a flaw. HELLSCAPE had massive range. It cleared raids with almost zero risk. Positioning barely even mattered anymore. Energy management barely mattered too. So yeah, I think it was always going to be adjusted, whether you liked it or not. It doesn't mean that it's bad now. I think that it's fair. Now here's the part that nobody wants to admit. People didn't love the HELLSCAPE because it was fun. They loved it because it made raids easier and faster. Raids are repetitive, they're grindy, and HELLSCAPE massively reduced the time spent in raids and farming rings. And that now raids take longer, everyone is pissed. That tells me something really important. The backlash isn't really about the HELLSCAPE. It's about raid pacing. Let's be honest. You're still basically one-shotting everything in the raids. The difficulty didn't suddenly spike. The time invested did. And that frustration was already there. HELLSCAPE just hid it. This says more about raids than the actual weapon. And there's another thing that we all know is coming. Raids still do not include World 4 bosses and mobs. When that happens, raids are gonna be so much harder and longer. So if pacing already feels slow, wait till World 4 mobs and bosses are included in raids. Here's my biggest issue with raids right now. You can invest hundreds of hours gearing up and farming rings and all the chests, and your time to clear the raid barely changes. That to me is demotivating, and it should feel like that for all players on Pixel Blade. Better gear shouldn't just make it safer, it should make it faster. If progression doesn't reduce the grind, then it just becomes boring. And here are some of my solutions to fix the root issue of this. In my opinion, if somebody clears a raid till level 60, you should be able to start future raids at like wave 30. Why waste the time on the first 30 waves? You don't even need the loot. Low level players wouldn't have access to this, because obviously they need to clear the 60 waves before, unless they're partied up, of course. It's the same difficulty, the same rewards, just less wasted time. Another big issue with raids is repetition. After a while, they're not fun. They're just background noise. Another task that you need to do. We've all doom-scrolled YouTube shorts while doing a raid. This is where I think raids should improve. Take inspiration from Blizzard's World of Warcraft. Keystones. Make, World 1, 2, 3, and 4 drop different keystones that can be activated in raids to unlock new difficulties and new loot, or even specific loot that just drops with these keystones. And of course the raid becomes harder, but you would make raids much more interesting, much more challenging, and not feel like a mundane task. You get optional challenges, optional rewards, and it's a challenge. Hellscape being balanced didn't break the game. It exposed friction that was already there. Hellscape isn't useless. It's just not an autopilot mode anymore. If raids feel bad and slow just cause one weapon got nerfed, then raids need some love and attention, not weapons. What do you think? Should Hellscape be reworked to what it was before the nerf? Or do raids need a rework instead? Let me know in the comments, and I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button on this channel, and I will be posting more content on Pixelblade.